to shoot that! Let them hear you!
And different media members, they're not ours, just prefacing that in case you get a weird one. But here they are. I'm going to go starting off with the main event here. And these are just from social. I'm going to go with Battles and Ross, both of you guys, if you could answer. What is a healthy diet in training camp?
As many calories as possible. As many calories as possible. I can't emphasize that enough. Obviously, stick to as healthy a diet as possible, but get it in. Got to stay up at the top of the top end of the spectrum for this one.
Any specifics? What are your favorite calories?
Favorite? Pancakes. Hands down. No, that's not what I have all the time, but
yeah, so to that point, we eat a lot. Typical day for me before I'm cutting is 6 eggs, cup of oatmeal, cup of fruit, and then upon 6 meals, I'll have about 6 cups of rice and 2 pounds of meat. And I have a protein shake before I go to bed. Being that I work and I train, I'm constantly burning, so I gotta eat. And that was a headache at one point. Yeah.
One more for Battles, real quick, from the social. And as everybody at home can see, you are a dad. So who is your favorite member of Paw Patrol?
Baby, who's your favorite member of Paw Patrol? Marshall.
What is your favorite card right now in your Magic deck?
in specified decks, I'm just gonna have to go straight back to an oldie but a goodie. I have a mono black Braids the Arisen Nightmare that I just put together recently, and Necropotence is still to this day my absolute favorite. I made that deck just so that I would have an excuse to play Necropotence.
I have no clue what that
By the
means.
way, thank you for that question, whoever that was. I appreciate you.
I have a question for Ross. Do you believe that your experience level and your career overall will be a determining factor in this fight?
Trevor, who's your favorite skater of all time? I think they're assuming that you're like a punk guy, that you like skating, like skateboarding.
I mean, I played a lot of Tony Hawk, in the aspect that like I'm still gonna say Bob Burnquist because I'm a '90s kid. But yeah, no, I couldn't name anybody that competed in the X Games in the last dozen years. I longboard for like transportation, and look like this, so people make assumptions. But yeah, I have no idea. Bob Burnquist.
Oh man. Mitch Raposo, you're big on beverages. What are some go-to drinks people should try?
Obviously, you have to go with the pink drink. The new Paradise drink is good from Starbucks. But I kind of stay away from that now. A little more professional.
Where do these questions come from? Get the fun one out of the way for Tyler, and let's get some real stuff going.
The internet.
What do you like to do for fun? Because it seems like you do a lot of training.
All I do is work and train.
I'm not shocked by that answer. He's all business. Let me go real quick. I got one from the Hurt Business podcast for battles. What does a win against a guy like Ras mean to you?
This is another stepping stone in my career, and I think it's going to put me to the next level here, to the big stage.
All right. So I've got a couple from Andrew Mack of MMA Island and Trial by Combat. I'm going to start off with one for Trevor. So Andrew Mack asks, he says, Jack says that you have dangerous jiu-jitsu off of the back, but he beats you cleanly on the feet and that you struggle with power. What's your response to that?
I don't think so, I mean, my jiu-jitsu is what it is. Having that strength on the ground has kind of allowed me just to focus on the feet for the last little bit. And we have a game plan, like my striking is very good. It has not been able to like fully come to fruition in the last couple events, kind of just because of the type of opponent and where I was then. But now it's there, and I'm excited to show it off a little bit. So yeah, I guess one of those like you'll see kind of things. Yeah, it's a fight. I'm very good at this. Yeah.
Thank you very much. And one more from Andrew Mack for you. He says, I know you're a very laid back guy, but does the fact that Jack beat one of your friends make this fight a little personal to you?
No. And I mean, this is a business, like this is what we do. This is a job. Also the guys that he fought were, students and buddies of mine. But no offense to them, just not quite on the same level. I loved helping them get ready for those camps, but those were their amateur fights, which is a lot about, experimenting and seeing what you can do. It's funny. Being called out was funny. There was a little twinge of just like, okay, behind it, that is stuck with my training, and I think will show in the fight. But no, there's nothing personal taken about any of this.
Thank you very much. Keep going with Andrew Mack's questions and take it to Jack Congdon. So again, from Andrew Mack, Trevor has said that he hasn't seen you face real adversity yet. The implication that I make from that is that since you've been so dominant in your career so far, you won't know what to do when you face a tough opponent. What are your thoughts on that?
I have faced adversity. I haven't gone to deep waters, but my training has fully prepared me to do so if necessary. So I don't think I'll be.
And then one last one from Andrew Mack for you, Jack. You've been shown to be cool under pressure, but can also be extremely fired up. What do you think your temperament will be at during this fight?
During the fight, I'm calm. Before the fight, I'm fired up. it's all about getting into the right spirit and the right mindset for the fight. So my temperament will be whatever it needs to be, whatever the energy is that night. I'll just flow.
Thank you. And you said the guy that Mike said one of these guys wants to ask a question on his own.
Yeah, well, go ahead. Just go to the next question.
All right, John.
All right, next question to Battles. This is the biggest test of your young professional career, and you're facing another very large man. Do you feel that the small cage plays into your favor in this fight? That is from Jeff Clark.
Yeah. I mean, there's nowhere to run. I'm going to be attacking the whole 25 minutes. Small cage. I love it. Standing on the ground, on the cage.
Ras has, from Jeff also, he says Ras has a reach advantage. Do you intend to stand or not strike or grapple?
I mean, we're prepared for any of it. And the reach is only an inch. You know? We can stand and bang. We can bring it to the ground. We can keep on the cage. Either way, we're ready.
All right. We're going to try this for the first time. So just for those guys watching at home, Jack was forgetting to turn his mic on, so that's why you couldn't hear it. But we're going to fix that. We're just going to leave it on at all times so you don't have to worry about on and off. Listen, they're cutting weight, so we're going to cut them some slack. But real quick, we're going to try something new today. We have some people at home that are going to be calling in from New England MMA. So Travis Lasott had a question for Ras. So let's see if we can go right to Ras. Hold on. Give me 1 second, Travis. All right, Travis, go ahead. All right, Travis, you muted yourself. You got to turn your mute off, bro.
Can you hear me now? All right, Ras, you've been in title contention of several times in the region. It's propelled you to different heights with PFL and Bellator. Where do you think this puts you, and how do you feel about getting a title shot in your promotional debut?
Oh, I feel ecstatic. The timing works out perfectly for my superstition because Cage Titans has been around for 13 years, and this is their first opportunity for a heavyweight title. So in that lane, I feel like I got a feather in my cap there. But in all seriousness, this is one that I've been training for to make third time's the charm. I'm here to not just claim the title, but then stick around and defend it for however long it takes me to move back up to the next level and get what I need. There are a few things that I need to have done in my career before I call it quits. So I'm just going to sprint to the finish line and enjoy it while I can.
Awesome,
all right,
man.
cool. Why don't we stay with Travis? If you have another question, since we got you up and we can hear you, I'm going to stick with you. Who else you got for us?
Sure. How about Mitch? Mitch, you're no stranger to the Cage Titans cage. You've pretty much been there, done that against anyone. What do you have to say about a newcomer who's only 2 fights deep, who thinks he's going to come up and then step up to you in a cage that you're so familiar with, in a spot that you're so familiar with you being so hungry to get to the next level?
At the end of the day, he's trying to take everything I'm working for. And obviously people have seen me at that level, and I know I belong there, and I'm going to show that Saturday night.
All right, Travis, anybody else?
Trevor Gudde. Trevor, I know he mentioned something about the stand-up earlier. Did he not see the Gracie fight? I mean, there is a little bit of power. Your striking is pretty, can be spectacular at times. Remind us a little bit about what that Gracie fight did for you and where you plan on going from here.
Oh, I mean, the Gracie fight was awesome. But it was a stepping stone. You know, it's not anywhere of what where I'm going yet. It was really, really fucking fun. And a hell of an experience as far as getting to fight in an organization like that against a name like that. But the striking in there was that whole fight was calculated, hanging on him like that on the cage until he wore down and went for a bad shot. And that's good coaching. That's Eric and Zavi, my coaches at Citadel, like making game plans and telling me what to do. If the fight necessitates good striking, it's there. And so for this one, we have a game plan. We know what we're going to do. We're going to play with things on the feet, obviously. And knowing that I can take higher risks with that because the fear of getting taken down is so minimal. It's not there. We could go to the ground. You might stick me in a position or something. But that's, if it goes down there, I feel very comfortable that I'll have the advantage. So yeah, I get to play with stuff. And it's low risk, high reward as far as that goes. So we'll see. Yeah, the Gracie fight was a long time ago, but my striking has come a long way since then.
All right, Travis. Any more questions before we hit to our next guy?
I'm good. Pass it on to one of my other guys.
All right. Thank you so much, Travis. We're going to pull in Lars next, and we'll let Lars ask a few questions and see what he has to say.
Yo, what's
All right,
up,
Lars
guys?
from New England MMA. What's going on, my man? First question to you. Who you got?
Tyler Smythe. Tyler, many people would say that you're stepping up in competition. You're 2-0. You're facing the number 1 ranked guy, New England at flyweight. Some people will say that you're in over your head. What's your response to that? And what do you foresee happening here come Saturday night?
I believe in my training. I believe in my coaches. I believe in myself. So whatever happens, whatever he throws my way, I'm willing to step through it and come out with a win.
We can kick it over to Mitch from there, I think. Mitch, obviously you're kind of knocking on the door to the next level. I've seen both you guys fight throughout your amateur careers and pro careers. You have a very similar style, in my opinion. Where do you see that you're differentiating yourself from Smythe?
A lot of people are saying we're similar in style, but Saturday night people are going to see a big difference. We're not the same fighter. I would say maybe as amateurs we were similar, but we're not the same guy. People have forgot. And like I said, they'll see.
Jack Congdon, what's going on? So, storied amateur career. You're making a name for yourself here in the pro ranks. This is definitely a massive step up in competition within your pro career. Where's this fight going to go? How do you feel like it's going to end? Can't hear you.
You got me?
We're good.
Good.
Yep.
All right. Same as always. I'll establish dominance, establish the range, chip away at him, and the coup de grace will present itself when the time is right.
Love it. And happy belated birthday to you, Jack.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
We'll kick it over to Ross and Brendan. Ross, first appearance here in the Cage Titans cage. You've had a long career here in the New England MMA scene. You fought for Bellator. You fought for PFL. You've had your ups and downs in your career. What do you see happening in this fight come Saturday night? Obviously, it's a smaller cage, which may play more into Battle's style. But what's the plan? I mean, are you ready for it to go to the ground? Are you looking to knock him out?
I think one of the beauties of our particular matchup is that there's really no mystery around it. Like you said, there's been ups and downs, but I've spent most of my career in a small cage, and it only takes a little bit of room to capitalize when there's literally 500 pounds plus sitting in the middle of that cage. It only takes one, and Brendan's come a long way in a relatively short career. I've had to go a lot of different places to get my education, and I've reached a place where I feel comfortable in places that were extremely problematic for a long time. So with everything coming together, I feel good. Yeah, this isn't going to be a mystery. We bang, and there's going to be some wrestling involved, probably.
Thank you. And over to battles. Former D1 athlete. I think you played football at UConn or wrestled there, I believe. You kind of were away from the game for a few years. You're back in the mix. You're an imposing figure here in the New England MMA scene. What's the ultimate goal for you in your career? Are you looking to make the leap to the next level, or is this just something to kind of feed your competitiveness?
I mean, the goal is to make the leap to the next round, go to the big stage. The reason I took that time off was because I've had beautiful kids and got to provide first. I'm in a good enough spot business-wise where I can still do that and can go after my dreams and show my boys how it's done. You know, you don't. But to answer your question, yes, you know, I'm looking to finish him and then make my next leap here to the big leagues.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
All right. Thank you, Lars. Why don't we go to some questions here? And then we're going to follow up. We got Dylan, Napoleon, and Andrew Mack. We'll finish up with those guys. We want to finish this in the next 5 or so minutes because these guys got a lot to do today, and we want them at their best this weekend. So I don't want to take up too much more time. So if you do have questions now as fans, throw them in the comments right now, and I'll try to get to them. But we want to make this quick. So Johnny Cupcakes, let's get a question going.
All the way up. Okay, Jeff Clark to Mitch Raposo. Where do you see yourself having a bigger advantage in this fight, striking or in the grappling exchanges?
I have the edge everywhere in the fight, and I know that. Kid's tough. You know, it's no secret to what he does at the end of the day, and it's gonna be tough to win someone. Nobody he's ever fought has ever wrestled back into him. He's never fought a better wrestler, and he's gonna be forced to strike. So I'm excited for that. We'll see.
Okay. Okay. I got another one from Mitch.
All right, I got a question
Okay.
from Justin Simmons over on Facebook. Question for Mitch, since he has the mic. How excited are you to come back to Plymouth Memorial Hall? What could be your very last local fight for a while?
No, it's a blast to fight for Mike. You know, K Shines puts on the smoothest show. You know, it's just not a bad seat in the house. At the end of the day, I started here. Why not finish here? Take out one of the best prospects that K Shines had in a while. In my opinion, I am saying that as far as our amateur resumes, they stack up pretty well, but I'm a different level, and it's good to end here before I take off again.
All right, back to Mitch one more time. All
right, here we go, John.
Mike mentioned that a big win Saturday could set up something for UFC Boston on August 19th. Is that what you're looking to do?
Yeah, man, fight at the Garden. That's my dream at the end of the day. You know, this is what I do it for, and nobody's taking that away from me. Like, he'll have his time, but it's not his time. It's my time, and nobody's taking this from me.
All right, real quick, I'm going to hop over to Instagram. Kevin, so KEVAM12. He wants to know battles. Any top 15 UFC heavyweights you feel you can beat right now, and who?
To be honest, I'm awful at looking at the rankings, but I watched that recent Muhammad, what's that guy's name? Usman's brother. And whoever he fought, I take them right now, anytime.
All right, and sticking with Instagram, this one's from Judo Craft, which happens to be Andrew Jacobs, who's also fighting on the card. Would Jack ever consider the nickname Jack King Congdon? And that comes from Andrew Jacobs.
I get this one quite a bit. It's kind of funny. You know, it's got the alliteration going on there, and, you know, with the nickname King Kong, that kind of thing. I don't know. It's a little bit goofy. I'm not really worried about the nicknames right now. When the time's right, the time's right. So we'll see.
All right, there you go. Johnny, you got another one? You want me to go to why don't I go to so Dylan does not have video, but he has audio. So it's gonna be a little difficult, Dylan, but we're gonna pull you in and see what we can do here. I'm gonna unmute Dylan. You gotta unmute your mic. And
All
we're
right.
gonna go to Dylan right now.
All right, so I've got one for each of everyone. My first question will be for Ras. Ras, do you believe that your experience level will be a determining factor in this fight?
Absolutely. Ouch. Nice. I've been a lot of places and I've had the opportunity to have experience in a lot of different areas, both in training and in competition. So just like everything else that goes into a fight, it does absolutely play a part. And ideally, my sensitivity in problem areas will help me to make it through areas that have been problematic in the past.
Thank you. And next one for Mitch. At this point, or actually, sorry, wrong question. I saw your training camp very thorough. You did a lot of work at XC. Talk to me a little bit about your training partners and everyone that you're able to work with this camp.
Yeah, I was out to Vegas for about 4 or 5 weeks, and a lot of the guys that I was sparring with, Amir Albazi, Patchy Mix, Manel Cape, guys that it's a different level, world class guys. I thought I was there before, I failed, but that's what it is. I'm gonna come back, and people are gonna see. That's why I was out there getting that kind of work, living that kind of life, and it's different, and he's gonna feel that in there. That's all I gotta say. He's gonna feel it Saturday. It's different when you're facing these guys at the amateur level, and and they can't really fight back into you, and they're stalling or things like that. Out there, it's a war zone every single day at Extreme Couture. So that's what I'm bringing into this fight.
Thank you, Mitch. My next question for Smythe. It's your third professional fight. You're fighting the #1 flyweight in New England. He's just about ready to get the call to the UFC. Talk to me a little bit about your mindset and what this fight means to a young fighter like you.
Yeah, Mitch is right. I'm coming for everything he has. He might be hungry, but I'm starving.
Next question for Trevor Gudde. What can you tell me about your coaches at Citadel MMA and the way they helped you prepare for this fight?
Goody. I mean, we have people at the highest level now. We've got Don in the UFC, and we've kind of gotten his, the diet and weight cut plan is down to a T now. We don't have to think about that anymore. Eric's just got it written out for us. The fighters we have coming by to train with us are at the highest level. And the striking that we have currently, the Muay Thai there with the Rajasi guys and Coach Savi is just above anything else I've experienced. We get to cross train with Steve Walker and some of the Hard Knocks guys as well, but we have a ton of people that come by the gym. It's a dirty little basement, but it's a grind down there, and the coaching's at the highest level. Yeah.
Thank you. And Jack Congdon, both of your pro fights have never left the first minute. What can you tell me about your urgency and your mindset about going into each and every fight?
I wouldn't even call it an urgency. It's just that when an opportunity presents itself, I take advantage of it. I go in there and I control it in my spirit first, and then control it physically in the cage. And guys feel that. They make a decision too quick. They leave an opening, and I capitalize on it. So, those fights were quick. I expect this one to go longer than that. This should be a good fight, but it doesn't matter either way. I'm prepared if it goes 15 minutes or if it's a quick fight.
Thank you. And last question for Battles. You're coming off 2 big first-round victories in mid to late 2022. How do you plan to translate all of that energy going into this event, Cage Titans 59?
We're not here. We're here to win, but we're here to finish. That's what that's what Dana, that's what UFC, that's what everyone at Cage Titan wants to see. They want to see a finish. The beauty thing about me is, yes, I'm a heavyweight, but I'm a conditioned heavyweight. I come at you with pressure, as we've seen in the past, but that pressure doesn't stop. It'll go for the whole 25-minute round fight. So, thank you.
That's all I've got. Thank you, guys.
All right. Thank you, Dylan, for coming on from New England MMA. Real quick, our last guy we have is Andrew Mack. But before I do, I'm going to get a couple questions from out of the comments. And then after Andrew Mack, we're going to wrap it up. And don't go anywhere, though. We have an exclusive interview with Aaron Hughes, who came down. And then we also going to stare these guys down. You definitely don't want to miss that. So while I'm getting to, all right, Hurt Business. Oh, this one's for me. I did not mean that, but I don't want to put that up there. But anyways, he said, for Mike, is Smythe versus Mitch going to tell us who the best 125 pounder in New England is? I mean, that question doesn't even need to be asked because I think it's obvious. So sorry, I did not mean to pick a question for myself, but I do appreciate you asking me. I'm going to preface this with Kells is also teammates with Mitch. So Tyler, take this question how you want it. Question for Smythe or whoever you want to spell it. How do you think you're going to win? Mike on. Yeah, there you
Whatever it takes. I feel like I'm going to outdog him. He's too pretty.
Dog, you quit in the 5th round. What are you talking about? You spit your mouthpiece out in every single fight. Don't do that this fight. Yo, what? Bro, you're going to get slapped. I can't wait to be in there. We'll see. You're going to be shooting 3 fights. You're going to be shooting for your life. You're going to be shooting for your life. I promise you that.
Okay, Kells, I guess you knew how to get that kind of going. Shots fired. Exactly. Yeah, we put some stuff in there. So let me see. I think I got all right, Carl. I handled this question at the beginning. Tickets for this Saturday night are sold out, but doesn't mean you have to miss any of the action. Head on over to spectationsports.com. Use your favorite fighter's last name as the promo code, so they get a percentage portion of that sale back to them. Lars, you already had your questions, but he asked one more question. Jack, has anyone ever told you that you look like Ivan Drago? Can you say if he dies, he dies? Mike.
Get it all the time. If he dies, he dies.
People seem fired up now by Smythe and Mitch. Smythe by KO. Mitch will murder Smythe. Yeah, let's go Smythe. So a lot of people in the comments. All right, without further ado, let's go to Andrew Mack for our last set of questions of the night.
You guys hear me? You hear me?
Thumbs up. You can give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. And we're going to go to you for the first question. Go ahead, my man.
All right. So for Tyler, Evolution Athletics is known for double booking their fighters. And I saw some guys on Facebook saying that that's not a good practice. What's your opinion on that? Why does your gym do that?
First off, fuck Steve. Second off, I'm here to fight. The only reason we can get multiple fights is we book multiple fights. I'm ready to go year round. We're booked out for the year, so that's how we roll.
Aren't you fighting an 0-2 guy? You're going to be worried about a bum. That's what you're going to be fighting a bum after this. You're going to need one, bro. You're going to need a can after this. You're going to beat me, then go fight an 0-2 guy? You're going to need a can after this. Bro, they already announced it.
And for Mitch, on the topic of a bum fight, I saw some people on Instagram saying that this is a bum fight, that Tyler's only been a pro for a couple months. What's something that you see in Tyler that most of the fans don't?
Oh, it's definitely not a bum fight. I mean, he's beating some good guys, but, I mean, what are you going to do when you can't stall the fight? What are you going to do? Seriously. You're going to book against a cage like this? I promise you, bro. I'm going to be in your face. I could take you down, but I ain't going to do no boring-ass fight. Like Cupcakes was saying, some lay on show. We ain't going to be doing that. Are you going to strike?
You ain't got shit for wrestling.
What are you talking about?
Exactly.
You even wrestle in your life?
You ain't got shit for
You got
wrestling.
taken down by Nate Russell. What do you mean?
Shut your mouth.
Shut up, bro.
Shut your mouth.
Like, you're a clown. You do the other fight. I can't put my mouthpiece back in. I'm sorry. I'm going to throw up. Like, bro, come on, bro.
And on a different note, for the main eventers.
Andrew Mack, why you got to do that to me up here? You know, we got kids. All right, let's go. Andrew Mack, go ahead.
On a different note, on a more positive note, for the main eventers, what's something that you respect about your opponent, either as a fighter or as a person? Let's start with Brendan.
Something you respect about your opponent. Yeah, said something nice about your opponent. Mic up.
He's another blue-collar worker from Maine, and he carries himself with respect.
Russ?
Oh, thank you. Appreciate it.
It's already on.
Yeah. We're both here just doing a job. He's another working man. He's another father like me who's looking to bring an example out into the world that he is proud to bring home to his family and say, yes, I did that. I'm that kind of man. And there's something about that you absolutely have to give credence to, and I show respect for that.
All right, thank you. I'm all set.
All right, cool, Andrew Mack. Go ahead.
I'm all set.
That's it. Thank you so much, Andrew Mack. You want to stir the pot, and then you're just going to bounce on me and leave me with these guys? But that's a perfect segue. Thank you, Andrew Mack. Screw you. I can't believe you did that to me. Now I got to deal with these guys. But either way, we're done with the questions. We're going to bring them all down, and we're going to stare everybody down. Before we do that, we got a quick video. We got an interview with Aaron Hughes, and then we'll be back in 2 minutes. The video, I think, is a minute and 2 seconds.
Plymouth, Massachusetts! Let them hear you!
I'm on. All right. It's on. We got it. Andy Kerr's here with short fuse Aaron Hughes. Made the trip from Fall River with his teammate Mitch Raposo. He's got a fight against Jake Hicksonbaugh coming this Saturday night. He's looking sharp and he's looking ready to fight. So we're just going to exchange a couple words and how you feeling in preparation to this matchup.
It's been a long, hard camp, 10 weeks, busting my ass, training my ass off 3-4 times a day for the last 10 weeks. Did some training out at Jackson Wink. Best I've ever been, best I've ever felt. And I'm definitely going to show it on Saturday night.
Yeah, you've been putting in the work, like you said, at Jackson Wink. You've got your teammate Mitch Raposo, who's come back in town. You've been putting in the work with him, both training alongside each other. And we were speaking beforehand about how you're looking to take those next big steps in the career as you're looking to make a push to the big show with your teammates here. And what do you see in your opponent, Jake Hicksonbaugh? There was a specific reason that you wanted to fight him at this stage in your career. What is that for the fans at home today?
He's definitely a tough opponent. He's definitely the toughest fight that I've had yet. But I'm not out here looking to fight bums. I'm looking to fight the toughest guys around. I'm trying to get to the UFC. I'm looking forward to just going out there, making a statement, showcasing all my skills. If he wants to strike, we can strike. If he wants to wrestle, we can wrestle. But overall, I think I'm just better than him in every single aspect of the sport. And I'm definitely going to show it in a dominant fashion on Saturday night.
Any words after that got a little heated with your teammate Mitch and Tyler Smythe? What about him and his matchup? How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I've been training with Mitch since he was 16 years old for the last 10 years or so. I don't think Tyler Smythe has a shot in fucking hell, to be honest with you. If it was a wrestling match, Mitch would win. Jiu-jitsu match, he'd win. Kickboxing match, he'd win. I don't see the fight going past first round.
All right, you hear it from Fall River Zone at a Regiment Training Center. Short fuse, Aaron Hughes. Catch him and his teammate Mitch Raposo fighting this Saturday at Plymouth Memorial Hall. And we're off to the square-offs now, it looks like. Am I announcing this and you're just going to be bracing in the middle? We got other security here if we need it. Are we doing it on the stage or are we doing it right here? Right there.
Plymouth, Massachusetts! Let them hear you!
All right. All right, here we go, man. The moment we've been waiting for. Cage Titans 59. We're going to stare these guys up. Thank you, everybody that tuned in at home. Listen to what they had to say leading up. Tomorrow's a big day for us, weigh-ins. We will be live at Memorial Hall for weigh-ins at 1 o'clock tomorrow. Just some housekeeping stuff. I've already mentioned tickets are sold out for this Saturday night. So it doesn't matter who you know. They've been sold out for a while now. Leave your fighters alone. I promise you, they don't have any left. So let them focus on the fights. But with that being said, you don't have to miss any of the action. You can go to spectationsports.com and sign up for the live stream. They're going to be around from the opening bell to the crowning of our first ever heavyweight champion in the main event. Use your favorite fighter's last name as your promotion code so they get a percentage of that sale as well. All capitals, favorite fighter's last name when you check out Expectation Sports. But there you have it. Tomorrow weigh-ins. Saturday morning before the show, stop by Second Wind Brewing. Actually, I'm just going to lie to myself. There is a chance to get 2 tickets. Rob Pico will be at the pregame bash at Second Wind Brewing here in Plymouth at 3 o'clock on fight day. He's going to be posting up a fan question. The first 2 people that come up and see him and give him the answer to that question at Second Wind Brewing will win the tickets to the fight. So that's the only way you get in. Fight start at 6. After party, as always, at Tavern on the Wharf. It's always lit. It's always a good time. And we'll see you soon. So without further ado, Andy, let's get him up here.
All right, you want to go in the order you talked about before? All right. First up to the scale, a marquee welterweight matchup, Jack Congdon and Trevor Gudde. Jack Congdon and Trevor Gudde. All right, next up, Tyler Smythe and Mitch Raposo.
Over this occasion, the whole crowd's gonna walk out. I'm gonna make this fight exciting. I'm gonna make this a fight.
Tyler Smythe and Mitch Raposo. And our heavyweight main event for the inaugural Professional Cage Titans Heavyweight Championship, Ras Hylton and Brendan Battles.
I'm gonna hold these guys back. All right, here we go. Give you guys a countdown.
Mike, we could hide behind them. They wouldn't see us on the camera. Brendan Battles and Ras Hylton for the inaugural heavyweight championship at Cage Titan.
All right, there, guys. There you have it. Cage Titans 59 this Saturday night. Thank you all for tuning in. And don't forget, tomorrow we're live at Plymouth Memorial Hall with the ceremonial weigh-ins and see the entire fight card stare down one last time. And for those who've been asking, yes, tickets are sold out, but you can still catch all the action at spectationsports.com using your favorite fighter's last name. Guys, it's been a pleasure promoting this card. I cannot wait for this Saturday night. We'll see you at the fights.